52 weeks in the sun, rain, wind, no protection. Built solid. The Valkry, the Rover model. Now it's time for a deep clean. Let's get into it. Let's unpack it. We have our grills or shelves. It's got these risers that give you multi-levels. And we've got these solid bar grills that sit on top of the ash basket out. I really let it go, didn't I? The best thing about the Valkry Rover, you can take the hood off. In fact, use the hood as a second barbecue. 2 barbecues in one. You could have thought of a better thing. And it's so simple. Unscrew that side wing nut, slides. Amazing. Second barbecue. Let's empty out the ash. Get a bucket or bin. There's your ash tray underneath. Oh no! Bit of a mistake there. Too much ash. What a mess. Probably best to do it outside. I got this. Can you see this, folks? That's a whole new stuff in there. I'm so lazy. Look at the build up. And this is the hood. Time for a deep clean, don't you think? So one thing to remember, with the hood, you have a thermometer in there. If you're going to soak this underwater, probably best to remove that thermometer. You don't want water to get inside the face. Apart from that, quite amazing how the exterior has maintained itself. The interior, full of brine. Exterior, look at that. Sun, wind and rain for the whole year. So before you start cleaning, I've done the mistake of not wearing my gloves. So get yourself a scraper. Try and scrape any grease or crud left at the bottom. This charcoal basket with its ash shelf stops a lot of that grease from moving up. Don't worry if you can't get it all off. Typical guy thing. I don't think about putting paper down or plastic down. Just I have to clean up all the mess I made. It's crazy. That's the hood. Not that bad. Again, whole year worth of smoking, grilling. Yes, this can be doubled as a smoker. I'm going to say I'm not going to be worried too much about removing bits and pieces like that air vent or fans or these dampers. But I'm not really bothered to remove the handles either. It's going to get a good soak and get it dry and then back to grilling as soon as I can. That's what I think. You may want to pull it all apart completely and do everything, but what's the point? It's going to get dirty again, right? Okay, for soaking, I mean, you can really go with harsher chemicals. I'm just going to use detergent and some hot water and a big bucket. I'm just going to soak it first. Whatever I can't take off, I'm going to put vinegar on it. We'll just see how we go first. Just this big thing doesn't fit in my sink. I don't have a bathtub, so I'm at work. I'm just going to use a normal dishwashing liquid. Women be freaking out. What are you doing? There's so much. Like bathing your babies, eh? I'm going to soak it possibly around about 30 minutes. Should have got a bigger one, eh? So that's your charcoal basket with the ash straw. Also protects the base, which prevents the heat from transferring even further down onto the tabletop that you're using. Although if you have a wooden table, possibly put some tile in there or something else on top that doesn't melt or burn. But from what I've seen, that is not a problem with these units, but that's the word of caution I'm going to pass on. So I've been flipping these around, moving them around. Now, I'm not going to profess I'm a cleaning expert. Get a scouring pad, something there, and spread it and brushing away. I've got little stainless steel one with soap. Now, obviously, I'm using kitchen grade stuff or home stuff to clean this. If you are going to go more harsher for abrasives, be aware that you may scratch the surface, that any particles that go into those scratches will tend to darken and a little bit harder to get out unless you soak it. So what I'm doing is just perfectly fine. I'm just doing a deep clean after one whole year because I want another year of looking at this thing and saying, wow. One thing to note is stainless steel does turn into a coffee stain or a tea stain with heat. So where there's direct contact with, say, charcoal, you may get discoloration. And you can get that removed, but it takes a little bit more effort. Just using some kitchen soap and some warm water, it's all coming out. So pretty impressed. The inside, which was full of the tannins from smoke, you may call it seasoning, get it back to good as new. 12 months of grime and grease and resin from smoke. But now I gave the hood a nice rinse in clean water. Quite easy to remove that grease and grime. So let's work on the stubborn bits right now. Protection. We worked at it. Only because I've got some white vinegar. And we're going to dab some of that vinegar onto the hard bits. Now with some elbow grease, I'm getting some parts off it. So with thyme and elbow grease, that's the result. Of course, you want to neutralize that acid, so make sure you rinse the body completely. Now, I haven't used any real harsh chemicals. We're talking about normal household detergent. I've used some vinegar to get to some of the stubborn spots, give them a good scrub with some mild soapy steel wool. And if I have other suggestions, it would be probably a bottle brush to get to the little nooks and crannies. Now, if you have any suggestions of products that will actually do a better job than what I've done, leave a comment. If you like what I've done, obviously like, and let us know what you think, if I've done a good enough job or it needs a bit more working on. But I'm pretty content with that. Not going to be too worried about having completely clean inside, but I've got most of the crud out, so let's put it back together. As mentioned before, the hood can be used as a second barbecue. We need the extra charcoal basket to do that, or you can use one as a grill and one as a rotisserie kit. Assembling it is basically lining up the pins to the holes on the hood. You need the wing nut in this item. Way. Charcoal basket, which I don't think you need to clean. You can do the same treatment on this. I don't see the point. I still have my grills in there soaking away. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Sticking out for the grills. Tend to clean my grills, so they're not that bad. But you can see there's a lot of build-up. So, next job, let's see if we can get them back to stainless steel finish. Okay, so I threw out my soaking water. Now we can sit here and see if it can get some of that crud off, and I can see it is somewhat lightly. You can use some steel water as well. I'll soak up equal parts water and vinegar. Make sure they're all immersed. While our grimy stuff is soaked in some vinegar and water, I've got a fresh scouring pad and some water here, and I'm going to go and scrub away. As you can see, it's coming off, but a bit of elbow grease is required. Lots of scrubbing. Finally got it there. Not 100%, but also note it's not warped, and there's no real tea staining and stuff like that. So, and it's actually an excellent grill to cook on. Done it. That's how you clean that one, using just a scourer or scrubbing away lots of elbow grease. Let's see what happens to the vinegar one. Soak it in the vinegar, softening it up, cleans it quicker, and that's just basically spending a lot more time on it. But got them back to nearly good. Okay, got my grills cleaned. Let's put it all back together. The Valkry Rover. Complete stainless steel. I've cleaned it out. I put back in the charcoal tray. I've cleaned my grills. These are the round bar grills. Nice and clean. Also have my risers for my secondary shelf grills. And these are my secondary shelf grills. Of course, you won't be using both grills at the same time, but just showing you. And that's my clean Rover that I had on my balcony for a whole year, 52 weeks. Sun, rain, hail, shine, wind, dust, whatever. Super solid. Cleans up really well. It's definitely going to last a long time. Really doesn't need too much to look after. Ready to go. Good thing. It's Valkry.